Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As the first premium live events of the season, WrestleMania Backlash and Vengeance, have been and gone. Go and check them out now because, of course, spoilers are plenty in these post WrestleMania Backlash and Vengeance episodes of Raw, NXT, and Smackdown. Now, oh god, pay-per-view premium live event / pay-per-view wise for this month. I'm a little torn still. I think I'm going to go with a SmackDown exclusive No Mercy and a Raw and NXT co-branded Battleground. Up in the air, about 99% sure of that. So we'll see. I'll try and get a proper confirmation next episode, but that's what we're going with right now. But for now, let's just get right into these post-premium live event shows. Of course, as always, kicking off things with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with still your WWE Champion, Kyle O'Reilly, making his way out to the ring. Kyle's feeling it, he's strumming that championship. He's having a good time, still WWE Champion, after coming from 2-0 behind to win the Iron Man match with Adam Cole. 60 minutes up, 3-2 Kyle O'Reilly, still WWE Champion. And he says he did it again. He beat Adam Cole again, just like WrestleMania. Just like WrestleMania, he made Adam Cole tap out clean in the middle of this ring. Because Kyle O'Reilly belongs here. He belongs in WWE. He belongs with this WWE Championship. Kyle O'Reilly, he says he's bled for this business. He's given everything for this business, and finally it's his turn. It's his time. It's his opportunity to sit at the top of the mountain, to hold this WWE Championship, this historic WWE Championship. And he proved he belongs here. He didn't beat Adam Cole at WrestleMania by luck. He beat him because Kyle O'Reilly can go with the best of the best. And he might not like Adam, but he's been with Adam for so long in this business. He knows Adam Cole is one of the best wrestlers in this business. And still, Kyle O'Reilly beat him once, he beat him twice, and he is still the WWE Champion. Crowd cheering. Kyle interrupted by the fabulous Frederick Fairchild, who comes out to the ring, and he congratulates Kyle on defeating Adam Cole and keeping a hold of that pretty little WWE Championship around his shoulders. But he says that the WWE Championship deserves someone with a little more class, a little more sophistication. Not some rough street fellow like Kyle O'Reilly, no. The WWE Championship deserves someone fabulous. Like, for say, the fabulous Frederick Fairchild. And Kyle O'Reilly not impressed, saying that, you know what, last night I kicked Adam Cole's ass, and I did it for an hour, but you know what, I'm sure I can find the energy to kick yours too. So for a 98, that opening segment, very, very good. Main event tonight, Kyle O'Reilly takes on the fabulous Frederick Fairchild one-on-one. It will hopefully be a really good matchup. As then we go backstage, Kayla Braxton interviewing Damian Priest, the new hardcore champion. And Damian Priest in a good mood. He says he's been partying all night long as only the Archer of Infamy can. And he promises that tonight there will be a champions-worthy celebration for the new hardcore champion, Damian Priest. For an 88, another good promo, another good segment, Damian Priest promising a champions-worthy celebration for later tonight. As then, first match of this evening, we have the epitome of excellence, Edris Anafe, still looking for his first win in WWE, but you know what, building him up, his pop's climbing rapidly. He's showing he can go with all these guys. He's doing well. He's taking on the inevitable MJF, who of course beat The Miz at Vengeance. And tonight, MJF forces Edris Anafe to submit with a Sword of the Earth for a 61. Alright match, 23 Edris, 78 MJF, both doing pretty well. MJF coming out on top, of course, over Edris Anafe. But Edris Anafe still showing he can go. Still showing he can go toe-to-toe with these superstars. Still doing pretty well for himself, I'm happy enough. Edris being built up. He'll find his way to that first win eventually. As then it's time for the championship celebration of your new hardcore champion, the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest. He makes his way out to the ring. He's happy, he's vibing. He says at Vengeance, he defeated Tommaso Ciampa, and he became the hardcore champion. And he's been partying it up all night long, and he'll party it up all night long tonight. Because this hardcore title belongs to Damian Priest. Now, his first championship in the WWE, the first of many, he promises you. Because Damian Priest is on the roll of his life. At WrestleMania, he won the first ever WWE Monsters Ball match, defeating The Fiend, Karrion Kross, and The Demon. And now he's beaten the Blackheart as well. Another scalp to his connection, another name. Beaten, shot down, and defeated by the Archer of Infamy. And then, of course, out comes Tommaso Ciampa, and he's not impressed. He's not impressed with all of this. Partying it up, going out like this. He says that the hardcore championship deserves better. It deserves someone willing to bleed for that belt, willing to kill for that belt, willing to die for that belt. Not some party boy like you. Ciampa throws a fist, Priest throws a fist, brawl breaks out between the pair for a 93. Seems we're far from done between what's going on between these two men. As then we go backstage to an interview with the inevitable MJF. Caleb Braxton asking him about his victory against The Miz, against Edris tonight, and he says that MJF is the inevitable for a reason. He is soon, very soon, I promise, to be WWE Champion for a reason. Because MJF is not the future of this business. MJF is the present of this business. MJF is this business. And the inevitable MJF will always rise to the top no matter how, no matter where he goes, no matter who you put in front of him. Because MJF is just that damn good when he's interrupted by the Dirty Dogs. And Dolph Ziggler saying that, you know what? I see a lot of myself in you, Maxwell. You know, I came into this business, into this company, this next big thing, this next bright spark, and I had my moments, but, you know, I don't know if you will. I mean, so what, you beat The Miz? I beat The Miz. I beat The Miz so many times I lost count. No, Maxwell, you're not it. For 72, Dolph Ziggler not impressed. The Dirty Dogs walking out away from the inevitable MJF. As then we go to the ring for a matchup in the women's division. We have Alexa Bliss taking on Mandy Rose one-on-one. And in the end, Alexa Bliss hits the Twisted Bliss and gets the win for a 75. Really good match. 70 Bliss, 59 Rose, both doing really well here. As Alexa Bliss comes out on top. Io Shirai at the top of the division, but, you know, everyone wants to prove that they've got what it takes to step up to the genius of the sky, Io Shirai. As then we have some 24/7 shenanigans. We have R-Truth, you know, it's kind of like a montage of him trying to get into Drake Maverick's office in a variety of disguises. None quite working, you know, he tries as just R-Truth. He tries as a janitor. He tries in like an oversized suit that doesn't quite fit him. You know, saying he's management. Never quite working out, R-Truth. Quite sad at the end of the segment, you know. Trying to find his way to win his baby back from Drake Maverick for a 62. Just a nice little segment. The 24/7 title segments, you know what? Their ratings are going up, so we take that. As then we have a promo from still your Raw Tag Team Champions, the Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, coming to the ring. And they say that, bros, at Vengeance, we beat the Celtic Warriors again, bro. And Pete Dunne saying, yeah, we did. We beat them once again. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, they keep running their mouth, but in the end, we put them down and we kept our titles. We sure did, bro. We're still Raw Tag Team Champions. We're still top of this division. But still, you know, the Celtic Warriors, we beat them, but We're still looking for challengers, so if any team wants to step up, when they're interrupted by the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and not in the best mood, saying that, congratulating the Broserweights, but saying that those titles should have been ours. At WrestleMania, we were going to beat the Celtic Warriors. But then you two, you just got added. Why? This was our moment. This was our time. Owens and Zayn finally tag team champions. Not impressed for 100, by the way. Incredible. A little argument breaking out. Match up next up. One half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Matt Riddle, taking on Kevin Owens, in which I think will be a real banger, as in the end, Kevin Owens hits the stunner on Riddle and comes out on top for a 99. I knew it would be a banger. Kevin Owens is incredible. Matt Riddle's also doing well. 92 Matt Riddle, 91 Owens, both doing amazing. A 99. And Kevin Owens does get the win. He pins one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Maybe some merit to what Owens and Zayn were saying as they look to get their hands on some tag gold at last for the pair. As then we go backstage to an interview from the Genius of the Sky, Io Shirai, with Kayla Braxton. And she says that she is still the Women's World Champion. She beat Naomi, and she beat Sasha Banks. She says that Naomi and Sasha Banks say they're bad. And that, to Io, is true. Io imploring someone to step up to the Genius of the Sky. For a 100, another really good segment. Io, our Women's World Champion, we love her, doing amazing. As then, we have a promo from the Hurt Business CEO, Bobby Lashley, and MVP Lashley, causing a no contest, a disqualification. I can't remember the specific finish, though. In the Intercontinental match between Montez Ford and Chris Jericho at Vengeance. Coming out here now, MVP saying that Bobby Lashley is tired of just sitting around and waiting for opportunity whilst people like Chris Jericho waltz into this company and get handed championship matches immediately. No. Bobby Lashley is taking his opportunities. The Almighty is taking what he wants, and what now he wants is that Intercontinental Championship. So management, listen up. You just want to hand out title opportunities? Okay. Hand one out to Bobby Lashley. And if you decide you don't want to do that anymore, that's fine. Bobby Lashley will beat anyone you put in front of him and earn that title opportunity, because the Almighty is your next Intercontinental Champion. For 75, good segment. Happy with this. Yeah, Bobby Lashley wants that Intercontinental title before it's time for the main event of this evening. The WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly taking on the fabulous Frederick Fairchild. 1-on-1 Fairchild. Looking for a massive win over the champ, and O'Reilly looking to keep this run of form going. Looking to shut up Fairchild for his comments earlier tonight. And in the end, your winner is, of course, the WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly, forcing Fairchild to submit with a guillotine choke in the end for a 93. Another amazing night. What a match. A lot of great stuff tonight. This angles always do really well, really. But the matches have also been really good tonight as well. So I'm very happy. 92 O'Reilly, 73 Fairchild, both doing well. Kyle gets the win, lifts up the WWE title after the match, when he's promptly picked up and planted down by the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Roderick Strong, planting out Kyle O'Reilly. Roderick Strong standing over Kyle, lifting up the WWE Championship, and wearing a jacket with maybe quite a familiar little logo. For a 93, I'll say no more for now, as Kyle O'Reilly left laying and Roderick Strong standing over him here. For that 93, really good. Happy with that. Good main event, good final segment here. Yeah, good work. In the end, this episode of Raw gets a 95, really good show. Owens and Riddle stealing over that 99 by O'Reilly and Fairchild, but got a 93 as well. And considering Owens and Riddle both won in the 90s, whilst Fairchild going in the 60s, I think, whilst Cole going in the 90s, the 93 is still really good. Very happy, really good post-premium live event episode of Raw. Very pleased. And hopefully we can continue that next up with the post-WrestleMania Backlash episode of NXT. And NXT gets underway with the NXT champion Chad Gable making his way to the ring. Chad Gable, very happy, very upbeat right now. Of course, WrestleMania Backlash, he won the face of NXT Triple Threat match, beating the NXT Japan champion Shinsuke Nakamura and the NXT UK champion Volta to do so. And he comes out, he talks about it. He says that at WrestleMania Backlash, he won the dubbed face of NXT Triple Threat match. He beat the NXT UK champion Walter, and he beat the NXT Japan champion Shinsuke Nakamura. And Gable says that he won the match, but still, he wouldn't consider himself the overall face of NXT. He says that Shinsuke Nakamura is not just one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet, but he has been one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet for a long, long time. And for him to be the flag bearer, the torch bearer of NXT Japan, that's incredible. To stand side by side to him as a face of one of these NXT brands is an honor. And the same with Walter. Walter and Imperium, you know, I might not agree with their actions, but Walter in the ring, not many people can do the things he does. He is a phenomenon. Okay? And like I said, I don't, agree with a lot of the stuff him and Marcel and Fabian do, but they're all incredible athletes. And for him to be NXT UK champion for so long, that says something in and of itself. So I might have won, but I wouldn't say I'm the overall face of NXT. I'm one of many faces that hold this brand up, but I will happily and with honor be the flag bearer of NXT over here in the United States of America. When he's interrupted by the NXT North American champion Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Isaiah gives his congratulations to Chad Gable. But he says that the issue here, though, Chad, is that you're not the face of NXT over here in the USA, because what you're ignoring is that NXT is Swerve's house. And I might just have this North American championship right now, but whilst I hold this championship, this is the championship. This is the championship everybody wants. And maybe someday I'll lose it, maybe. Or maybe I'll just add that championship to my collection and bring some relevancy back to it. Gable kind of laughed and says that Swerve is a great wrestler. Swerve's a great champion. Gable says he was NXT North American champion. And he held that title. And then he vacated it. He activated Option C. He won the NXT championship. And he says if Swerve can hold it that long till November to cash in his Option C to become North American champion, then to become NXT champion from it, then so be it. But if Swerve wants a fight right now, Gable's never backed down from a challenge and isn't going to start now. So main event tonight, the NXT champion Chad Gable will take on the NXT Japan, the NXT North American champion Isaiah Swerve Scott for a 100. Incredible intro. Both of these men are on the form of their life, really. Both doing amazing work. Hopefully it will be a really good match between the pair. As then we go backstage. The Cruiserweight champion Trey Griffin being interviewed by Kayla Braxton, talking about WrestleMania Backlash as well. He beat Cedric Alexander and Ricochet in a triple threat match. He's still the NXT Cruiserweight champion. When walks by the Mysterios, still your NXT Cruiserweight champions, beat Legado. They congratulate each other. Trey, a massive fan of Ray as always. Dominic's doing so well. The Cruiserweight champs. Ray says that he's impressed with Trey Griffin as well. What he's been doing, he's incredible. Just a bit of a love-in, really. When walks by Lucha House Party, Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik, and they're not happy. And Kalisto says that they are tired of being treated like a joke around here. They want to be taken more seriously, and so what they're going to do, they've spoken to William Regal, they're going to go to the ring right now, and they're going to show why no one should mess with Lucha House Party. For an 80, good little backstage segment. Yeah, no complaints. Hopefully the match will do well. Next up, we have Lucha House Party, Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado taking on the Colons, Primo and Epico. And Lucha House Party get the win. In the end, Gran Metalik pinning Primo after the corkscrew sent on For a 62, decent 62 Grand Metalik, 53 Lindsay, 46 Primo, 39 Epico. Happy enough. Lucha House Party get the win and show what they can do. As then we have a little interlude, a little promo playing from Tony D'Angelo. And Tony D says the big Tony's coming to NXT. NXT. The black and gold. Tony D is ready to make his impact, but Tony D don't want to be alone. So he says that he's coming to NXT and he's bringing his family. Because it's all about family to Tony D. And what's the point of conquering NXT if you're doing it alone? Tony D coming soon. For a 47, nice little promo. Tony D'Angelo coming soon. I do love Tony D'Angelo. He's great, isn't it? He's got his little background there, his little, oh, come on, the fingers. We love it. We love it. Then next up, Kalisto. Looking to follow Lindsay and Grand Metalik's example and get the victory here, taking on Rich Swann. And in the end, Kalisto does. Salida del Sol, victory for an 80. What a match. 68 Kalisto, 69 Rich Swann. I wasn't expecting that. These two absolutely smashed it with that 80. Incredible. Amazing work from the pair. I'm surprised. Incredible. We go commercial, we come back. Next Gen make their way out. Candice, Cora, and Roxanne. Annie Cooper's still a little bit hurt. So just those three. Candice LeRae, saying congratulations. Cora Jade and Roxanne got a win at WrestleMania Backlash. Their first premium live event victory. She welcomes Roxanne Perez to Next Gen. She says Cora speaks so highly of her. And from Candice, what she has seen, Roxanne is an incredibly gifted young superstar. And Candice LeRae says, it's great to be able to mentor and help through amazing young talents such as Annie Cooper, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez. And, Cora and Roxanne are very happy as well. They talk about their victory over Buffalo and your boyfriend at WrestleMania Backlash. And they talk about, wanting to keep proving themselves, wanting to keep doing what they're doing, wanting to keep going to the next level. Because they may be young, they may be new around here, but they want to step up. They want to show they can go with the best of the best. And it's at that point that out comes the women's tag team champions, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And Cora and Roxanne are kind of fangirling a little bit, to be honest with you. Both growing up watching the Four Horsewomen and NXT and that. Seeing them face to face here, it's wow. And Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are impressed. Becky saying that Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, they saw them at WrestleMania Backlash and they did amazing. They've been keeping an eye on them and they've been stealing the show wherever they've gone. Such amazing young competitors. And Cora and Roxanne, thanking them, so inspired by Charlotte and Becky from when they came through and everything they did and have done. And then Becky and Charlotte says, and Charlotte says, we heard you say you wanted to take to the next level. We heard you say you wanted to show you can go with the best. And, well, we are the best. So, if you two want it, what do you say? Next Gen versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Further, before they can say anything, out comes to interrupt Buffer, then your boyfriend, Persia Prada and Tiffany Stratton, not impressed. Saying that no. What have Cora and Roxanne done to deserve anything? So they got a lucky win. Who cares? The only real superstars around here that deserve a women's tag team title opportunity are us. And Becky Lynch kind of, unimpressed as she would be. And says, no, you know what? You got it. You want a chance? All right, then. You can prove it. You couldn't prove it against Next Gen, but you want to step up, then okay. Next week, I'll talk to William Regal, NXT, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair versus Persia Prada and Tiffany Stratton. Buffer, then your boyfriend. Hopefully be a really good match for a 60. Putting these younger superstars who need to be built up like Persia, Tiffany, Cora, and Roxanne in the ring with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. In my mind, no matter the results, will only benefit them. Really good. Happy with that. As then we go backstage to an interview with the NXT North American Champion Isaiah Swerve Scott. And he says he is the face of NXT. He says Gable can try and be humble, but maybe Gable is just accepting that he can beat Nakamura and he can beat Waller, but this remains Swerve's house and North American Championship round his waist. No matter what level you class it as, it's the only championship that matters when it's round Swerve's waist. For an 85, another really good segment from Isaiah Swerve Scott. He's really killing it at the moment, isn't he? Very happy with him. Then out comes NXT Women's Champion, Dakota Kai. Very happy. WrestleMania Backlash, she beats Zelina Vega. She's got her NXT Women's title. She's happy. She's still NXT Women's Champion. She waited so long to get hold of this belt. She's not giving it up now. Interrupted by Mickie James. Mickie James, ever the nuisance on NXT. I'll definitely move her at some point. Freshen her up a little bit. But she comes out and she says that, usual Mickie James things. I deserve to be NXT Women's Champion. I deserve to be the face of NXT's in general. I'm Mickie goddamn James, and Dakota Kai just not impressed. Saying, you're Mickie James, yeah, but Mickie James from 2006 and the Mickie James whining and complaining standing in front of me right now, two very different people. Mickie James not impressed. As then, the music hits and out comes Toni Storm. And Dakota Kai and Toni Storm getting a bit of a repertoire going. Toni Storm wanting to make an impact herself. Seeing what Dakota can do, coming from Oceania as well. It's inspiring, and Toni Storm wants to make an impact as well, and Toni Storm wants to be a champion as well. Dakota, maybe a bit more amenable to that particular challenge. And Mickie James not happy, saying don't interrupt me, I'm Mickie freaking James. And Toni Storm not impressed either, so an 84 for that. And then the match next up, Toni Storm versus Mickie James. And in the end, Toni Storm gets the win with a Storm Zero for a 59. Good match, 53 Toni, 45 Mickie. Both doing alright. Toni Storm gets the win in the end here over Mickie James and maybe pushes herself further into NXT Women's Championship contention and talk. As then we go backstage to an interview with Legado, Andrade, Zelina Vega, Humberto Carrillo, and Santos Escobar. And Andrade's in a good mood, He beats Carmelo Hayes. He proved he's better than him at WrestleMania Backlash. Kayla Braxton asking about the rest of Legado's nights, Humberto and Santos Escobar losing to Mysterios in the Cruiserweight Tag Title match. Zelina Vega losing to Dakota Kai in the NXT Women's Title match. And Andrade says that a ship is only as strong as his captain. And Legado will be back stronger than ever. Because Andrade is stronger than ever. Then Andrade, our corner of eyes, knows his soundbite. He just walks off without saying anything. It's Austin Theory. And Andrade says he has finally dealt with Carmelo Hayes. And now his next stop is to settle the score. He says Austin Theory only beat him because of Carmelo Hayes' interference. And so he says next week he's going to prove he's better than Austin Theory once and for all. For an 88, another good promo, another good segment. Shows another really good show. Everyone's really on top form at the moment. Even the people I'm building up are doing well enough. So I'm very happy. As it's time for the main event of this evening. The NXT Champion Chad Gable takes on the NXT North American Champion Isaiah Swerve Scott. I will always emphasize his name like that, won't I? And a very fast-paced match. Both men wanting to prove something here. Prove that they belong at the top of NXT. And in the end, your winner is the NXT Champion, Chad Gable. In the end, managing to duck from, the Swerve stomp and then shove Swerve into the corner. Chaos Theory for the victory for a 95. Incredible matchup, as expected, between these two guys. Better than I thought, but still incredible. 89 Gable, 78 Swerve. Both done amazing here. Very, very happy as Chad Gable does get the victory after the match. He's got his NXT title over his shoulder. He's got the NXT North American title in his hand. He reaches down, he helps Swerve up, and he hands him the title. Both men shaking hands, a show of respect, a nice moment to cap things off here. Before it's promptly ruined, as Gable and Scott are both taken down by King Corbin and Ace Austin, newcomers to NXT, and they just storm into the ring. Austin takes out Swerve. Corbin attacks Gable, just beat him down. Corbin lifting up Gable, planting him with the end of days. Austin taking out Swerve as well. And then King Corbin and Ace Austin standing over the fallen champions for a 95. Amazing main event, amazing final segment. Really good show overall, I thought. Just moving things, we talking about WrestleMania Backlash, acknowledging it, because why wouldn't you? But then also starting to move things in the direction of the next pay-per-view, No Mercy. I mean, Battleground it is, isn't it? Yeah, Battleground. Really happy. Overall, the show gets 90-something. What's it going to get? 95, as you'd expect. Very, very happy. Really good show. People are being built up. Very happy with how things are going. I think NXT might be one of my favourite shows. What's my favourite show right now? I think Raw is my favourite show to book. Just because when I'm figuring out what am I doing this month? What am I doing next month? It's much clearer in my head. Just because when I planned 3 goddamn years in advance, so much of Raw, in the title picture especially, is already planned out to me. And I know where I want to go, so I know what I got to do to get there. But NXT might be my second favourite. Just because building up these people can lead to lower rankings down the card. Such as with Tony D'Angelo. And such as with Next Gen. But they're just such great superstars to use. I just enjoy it. As NXT has come and gone, Raw has come and gone, and it's time to end these post-Premium Live Event shows, of course, as always, with another episode of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway here with Kayla Braxton interviewing AJ Styles. And AJ, you know, a bit disappointed, but he congratulates Keith Lee. He says Keith Lee put on a worthy performance. It was a great match, and at the end of the day, AJ admits the better man won and says Keith Lee has earned his respect. Now, he says that SmackDown Live is still the house that AJ Styles built. But, for the moment, AJ, considering that house that he built comfortably, knowing that Keith Lee is a worthy world champion, but AJ says that he wants to run it back at some point. He wants another shot at Keith Lee, wants another match for that Universal title. And then in walks, laughing that goddamn laugh of his, Seth Rollins. And Seth says that AJ failed. This is meant to be his house. And he failed. So, I mean, if anyone's gonna step up to Keith Lee, if anyone's gonna actually get the job done this time, then, well, it should probably be Seth Rollins. AJ not impressed. Seth clearly not impressed. 100, as you'd expect, between these two guys, as the main event is set. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. That should be a banger, shouldn't it? Like, I genuinely, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you if they've ever fought. Which is insane if they haven't, because that would be a banger. So, yeah. As then, love is indeed blind, and the grass is always greener on the other side. Out comes Joe Gacy and the boys. Joe Gacy walking out, doing the peace sign, smiling that smile of his. Braun Strowman towering behind him. Cutler and Blake there as well. Gacy gets in the ring, and he says that they've finally realized that the way to peace is through taking control. And so that's what they're here to do. Mr. Cutler, Mr. Blake, Mr. Strowman are all ready to take control of their lives. For a 48, I mean, Decent needs to improve on the mic, obviously, and improve his pop in general, but we move. As then, next up, Braun Strowman in a display of strength, taking on Duke Hudson here, and Braun Strowman comes out on top with the running power slam for a 62. Decent. 75 Strowman, 40 Hudson. Done okay. Braun Strowman gets the win. And then Control pose over the fallen Hudson. Gacy smiling into the camera doing the peace sign as Strowman towers behind him. And then the Forgotten Sons either side of him. Joe Gacy looking and very much wanting to take control here. As then we go backstage. And we have Apollo Crews in the locker room. Walks in Thaddeus, Bullard, and Paul Heyman. Bullard tries to talk to Crews. You know, a lot been going on. Bullard says that he understands why Crews didn't get involved when LA Knight attacked him all those weeks back. He gets it. He just wants to talk about it. And Apollo Crews just stands up, dead-eye stares into Bullard's face, and then walks away. Bullard, not impressed. Heyman, a little shaky, consoling him. For 79, Bullard trying to pick up the pieces of whatever's left of the Bullard brand. As then we go to the ring and we go to the United States Champion Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods is buzzing. He says that he is truly the best in the world. He is on the form of his life. He beat Big E, he beat Kofi Kingston, and now he beat Mustafa Ali. He is still the United States Champion because he is better in this ring than anyone. Because he has a bigger brain than everyone. No one can square up physically or mentally to Xavier Woods, because Xavier Woods is just on a different level. Out comes Drew Gulak, who congratulates Xavier Woods, but then he says that, Mr. Woods, you talk about your mental intelligence and such, but, well, I think this can speak better than any words could, so I've prepared something, Mr. Woods. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation. He gets it on the Titantron. It's a PowerPoint presentation that just told essentially why Drew Gulak is smarter than Xavier Woods. He starts going through it. It's a bit of a Mickey take of Xavier Woods, really. Xavier Woods eventually getting sick of it, going, turning Gulak round, going for a punch to him, but Gulak ducks underneath, picks up Woods, takedown, slamming him down. Woods rolling out the ring very quickly, but Gulak, playing some mental mind games with Woods and taking him down in the ring. Woods says no one can match him physically or mentally. Maybe Gulak's the man to do that. 71 for that. Good little segment. As then, Apollo Crews in action. And God knows where his head is with all the Thaddeus Bullard stuff. But he's in action next up against Odyssey Jones. And in the end, Apollo Crews picks up the win for 71. Good match. 76 Crews, 38 Odyssey Jones. Both doing alright. Apollo Crews does come out on top in the end over Odyssey in the end again. Oh my god. As then, it's time for a special edition of Late Night with LA Knight, featuring his special guests, Cameron Grimes and Spanish Fly. And LA Knight says, let me talk to you. I did what I said I would do, baby. I beat Thaddeus Bullard 1, 2, 3 in the middle of this ring at WrestleMania Backlash. You see, everyone around here wants to start doubting LA Knight. They want to start questioning old LA Knight. But what's LA Knight done? What hasn't LA Knight done? In the short time I've been here, I've pinned the 16-time world champion John Cena 1, 2, 3 clean in the middle of this ring on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. I pinned the former Universal Champion Thaddeus Bullard 1, 2, 3 clean in the middle of the ring here at WrestleMania Backlash. But now, baby, it's time for old LA Knight to get some gold around his waist, isn't it? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to speak to management, and all management love LA Knight. How could they not love the $1 million megastar? And next week, myself and Socrates over here are going to become the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. So Bronson Reed, Samoa Joe, you can run and you can hide, but we will see you here and we will take your titles. Yeah! For a 100, LA Knight. I do love LA Knight. He is very good, isn't he? As then, we go to the ring. Oh, we're already in the ring. We go to commercial. And then out comes the $1 million champion, Bianca Belair. Very happy. Dealt with the honor again. In a good mood. Out comes Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan congratulating Bianca, but saying that she's out on her own now. And she's shown you she can stand on her own 2 feet. She went toe-to-toe with Deanna's group. She beat Ruby Riott at WrestleMania. And now she wants championship gold. Liv Morgan says she wants a $1 million title match with Bianca Belair. And then out comes No Mercy's Sonya Deville and Tay can't he? And Sonya says that if anyone around here is getting $1 million title shot, it's her. Well, Liv Morgan, she's done what? She beat Ruby Riott. She beat Frankie Monet. Sonya Deville pinned Charlotte Flair. 1, 2, 3. So if anyone around here deserves some championship opportunity, it's Sonya Deville. For a 90, Bianca happy to let him fight it out. So next up, Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. Amazing segment, by the way. Liv Morgan, Sonya Deville, who will push themselves into $1 million title contention. Both women going at it. Both women want this $1 million title match. And in the end, out comes, of course, the Honors Group. Liv fighting them off. Bianca rushing down and getting involved and helping fight them off. Liv getting back in the ring. And as she gets into the ring, Sonya Deville, big knee to the head, gets her in a guillotine choke. Morgan trying to get to the rope, can't get there, doesn't tap, but passes out as Sonya Deville picks up the victory here for an 81. 78 Sonya, 63 Liv, both doing really well. Sonya Deville getting the win after that interference from Deonna Purrazzo in the end, though. But still a good match, as then it's time for the Tribal Summit. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and the Usos come down to the ring, and Roman Reigns says that at WrestleMania Backlash, I smashed Jacob Fatu. He thought he could step up to the tribal chief, and he failed. Because the tribal chief doesn't make decisions lightly, he makes them rightly. And cutting the branch that was Jacob Fatu from the family tree was the only option around here. Roman Reigns saying that dead wood has to be discarded or the whole tree suffers. And that brings me, of course, to the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Now, I told y'all, talking to the Usos, of course, to win back those titles. I told y'all not to disgrace my bloodline, not to disgrace me again. And yeah, here we are in this ring, and y'all ain't got no championships. And Usos, trying to explain, but Roman's saying no. No, it's the time for talk is over. The time for action is over. The time for repercussions is now. And then Superman punch to Jimmy Uso, laying him out. Jay in shock as Roman kind of just wiping his face, and then looks at Solo and says, "Go on then." And Solo Sikoa dragging Jimmy to his feet, lifts him up, Samoan drop, planting him down. And then Roman turns to Jay, and he says to Solo, "Get him up." And Solo Sikoa lifts up Jimmy Uso. Jimmy dazed, Jimmy staggered. He can barely stand on his own 2 feet at this point. And then Roman looks back at Jay and he says, "Hit him." And Jay hesitant. This is his brother. This is his tag team partner of years. This is his twin, for God's sake. And Roman doesn't like that hesitation. He just charges over at Jay, grabs him round the neck, and he shoves him into the corner. And he says, "You don't disobey your chief. You don't disobey me. You don't dishonor my bloodline like your brother did. You want to act like one of your brothers, act like Solo over there. You act like Jimmy, and you get cut down like he is. So hit him before you get punished as well." And he throws him into the corner. Roman stepping back, staring into Jay's eyes. Jay, tears at this point as he steps forward. He looks over at Jimmy. Jimmy barely registering where he is. And then Jay solemnly tears in his eyes, super kick to Jimmy Uso, taking him out. As Roman moves over to Jay, now down on his knees, and kneels down to next to his ear, places his hand on his shoulder, and he says, "Good. You listened to your tribal chief. The Deadwood is gone, and now our family can survive." For an 83, Roman, the tearful Jay, and Solo Sikoa leave the fallen Jimmy as medical personnel rush to the ring to check on him. Roman Reigns is really cutting people from this bloodline right now. His family tree is losing quite a few branches in the last month or so. 83 for that again. Good segment. Very happy. As then it's time for the main event of this evening. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. 1-on-1. What should be a real good match. I mean, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, whatever the rating is, we all know IRL, if they've ever had a match. I genuinely can't remember. If I'll put a note on screen, maybe, or after I've done an actual research to see if they've had a match, saying if they had. But either way, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, main event of Smackdown. In the end, after a long match, both men wanting this win, neither man wanting to give an inch, your winner is Seth Rollins. After 28 odd minutes, AJ Styles going for the phenomenal forearm again, Rollins managing to hit a super kick, taking Styles down, and then hitting the curb stomp to fully take him out. As Seth Rollins picks up the win, 95 for the match, incredible, 89 AJ, 84 Seth, both doing amazing. Very, very happy as Seth Rollins gets the win to conclude a very good post-Premium Live Events episode of Smackdown, which concludes a very good post-Premium Live Event episode of shows. Smackdown gets an overall rating of 95, maybe? Are we in the 90s? At the very least. I'll click it again. Come on, there you go. Yeah, 95, increased to 26 regions. Very, very happy. I personally think all three shows have a distinct style at the moment. NXT, you know, is more about bringing people through right now, newer people. SmackDown is... I can't describe it, but SmackDown and Raw do feel distinct in my mind. Raw is definitely the show with the most comedy at the moment, I'd say. SmackDown has a lot more in-ring stuff, it feels. But I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling. As that is it for today's episode. I really hope you've enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what matches are you hoping to take place at No Mercy and Battleground and beyond. Because, of course, after these Premium Live events, the next ones are, of course, Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank ladder matches should be amazing. As that is it for all today, though. Really hope you enjoyed. If you have, leave a like and subscribe for more. And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.